always a better choice. My one and only station.
DBS Radio. DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
In the headlines, the Social Center mourns the loss of former director Norma Cyril. Trade unions meet today to discuss the draft legislation for the establishment of a trade union congress. In news from the region, LIA 2020 launches flights to Jamaica. And internationally, North Korea's Benidorm-style resort welcomes its first Russian tourists. Good morning, welcome to the DBS Major Morning News. The details of these and other stories coming up.
DBS Radio on the go. www.dbcradio.net. Click the play button at the top and you're good to go with the nation station, DBS Radio.
DBS News.
Welcome back. I am your presenter of the morning's news. This morning it is the 12th day of July 2025. My name is Joseph Fadul. First up this morning, former coordinator of the Social Center, Norma Cyril, passed away this week, leaving behind a lasting impression. That's according to acting coordinator of the Social Center, Augustina Williams, who told DBS News the late Norma Cyril, who died this week, dedicated 44 years to the Social Center. The late Norma Cyril began her career there in 1980 as an accounts clerk and steadily advanced through the ranks. In 1996, she took on the role of acting coordinator for the Adolescent Skills Training Program, followed by her appointment as executive officer in 1997. Her leadership culminated in her service as the center's director from 2004 until her retirement in 2024.
The board of directors, staff, and children of the Social Center extend heartfelt condolences to the family of Miss Norma Cyril. She led with pride, unwavering dedication, and firm but compassionate leadership. Though known for her strictness and high expectations, Miss Cyril was always willing to help and offer chances to others. Her tireless commitment and selfless service have left a lasting impression on the Social Center and everyone who had the privilege of working with her. We are deeply grateful for her life and legacy. She will be missed beyond measure. Miss Cyril, may your soul rest in eternal peace.
That's acting coordinator of the Social Center, Augustina Williams. Kalinago Chief Annette Sanford was present in the St. John's in the USVI this week for the signing of the historic Declaration of Unity between the Taino tribes of Puerto Rico and St. Thomas. The signing took place during a meeting of the chiefs, and Chief Sanford tells DBS News the indigenous tribes had the opportunity to reaffirm their commitment to stand together.
I recently had the honor of representing our territory on an important cultural and diplomatic journey to St. John's in the U.S. Virgin Islands. At that place, we signed the historic Declaration of Unity between the Taino tribes of Puerto Rico and also the Taino tribe of St. Thomas, which was recently started. And it is led by the first female Taino chief as well. So it was really an honor for me to connect with these individuals. This trip was a 3-day trip. It was engaging. We had meetings of the chief where we had the time to discuss and share common ancestry. We had to reaffirm our commitment to stand together as indigenous peoples of the Caribbean. All in all, it was just a powerful moment of reconnecting, healing, and solidarity.
Chief Sanford says the Declaration of Unity is important for Dominica's Kalinago people.
We learned from each other. It was an opportunity where we were able to have that kind of cultural exchange, and I was able to see that there are other thriving indigenous groups across the Caribbean that share similar connections to us within the Kalinago territory. This declaration of unity is very important for the Kalinago people because unity strengthens our voice. I think for too long, indigenous peoples have been divided by colonial borders, but our heritage and struggles are shared. And this declaration is a step towards regional and indigenous cooperation, where we're able to stand together to advocate for land rights, cultural revitalization, and of course, political inclusion.
Kalinago Chief Annette Sanford. 4 trade unions in Dominica are meeting today to discuss the draft legislation for the establishment of a trade union congress in Dominica. For several years, unions have been advocating for the creation of this congress. General Secretary of the Dominica Public Service Union, Thomas Leta, says a draft of the proposed legislation has been presented to the union members.
We are closer to it becoming a reality than ever before. We have met on maybe 3 different occasions with the consultant, overseas-based consultant, who is assisting us with the constitution. We will be meeting, when I say we, I mean the 4 unions, the DPSU, the DAT, the WAU, as well as DAU. We'll meet in this Saturday, God's willing, to look at certain aspects of the draft constitution that we would want to discuss.
General Secretary of the Dominica Public Service Union, Thomas Leta, the Trade Union Congress is expected to be launched this month. A total of over $700,000 is needed to be raised for the next phase of the cathedral renovation project. This phase involves the installation of the ceiling. Dean of the Rosa Cathedral, Father Nigel Karam, is calling on the Catholic community and others to contribute to this important project.
Currently at the cathedral, where we have erected the hurricane shutters outside the cathedral. So if you pass there at any time, you will see the hurricane shutters. Not all of them, but most of them have been erected. The major work we want to do inside is to erect the new ceiling of the cathedral. And that is going to take a great deal of funds. So we are inviting all our sponsors, our donors, our parishioners, and all members of the church throughout the country in Dominica, and friends and family overseas, to help us to complete that phase of the project to erect the ceiling. The ceiling will take upwards of $700,000.
Dean of the Rosa Cathedral, Father Nigel Karam. The Convent High School class of 1989 alumni have come together to give back to their alma mater. This year, members of the class returned to the school dressed in the Convent High School uniform to present a pledge of $2,500 towards graduation awards. The fund supported 2 important awards, the Class of 1989 Humanitarian and Community Service Award and the Award for Perseverance, Self-Development and Conduct. Each award recipient received up to $1,000 with an additional $500 allocated to the school's Honors Awards.
This is the class of 1989 presenting $2,500 to Convent High School's graduation 2025. We are very proud to present this award. My name is Karen Chambers Coffey, and I am here with Anne-Marie Clark and Dr. Bianca Roberts, and we are very, very excited to be able to give back to Convent High School through graduation 2025.
And that was Karen Coffey, member of the Convent High School class of 1989. Minister for Finance Dr. Irvin McIntyre has said that the World Creole Music Festival is a significant economic activity generator for Dominica. The 2025 edition of the World Creole Music Festival was launched recently. The Silver Jubilee of the festival will be held from October 24th to 26, 2025 at the Windsor Park Stadium.
Each year, the event draws thousands of visitors, uplifting local businesses from hotels and restaurants to artisans and transportation services. The surge in tourism revenue, coupled with the multiplier effect across our service sectors, underscores the festival's indispensable role in our national growth strategy. And so, We continue to invest in the marketing of the festival to ensure its continuous growth and sustainable economic returns, reinforcing our commitment to the development of all sectors, including the creative industries.
Meantime, Dr. McIntyre thanked all those who have played a part in making the World Creole Music Festival a success over the past 25 years.
I want to commend the Discover Dominica Authority, the Ministry of Tourism, and all stakeholders who tirelessly to ensure the success of this festival year after year. To our artisans, local, regional, and international, thank you for keeping the music alive. To our sponsors and partners, thank you for your belief in the power of culture to drive tourism and national pride. And to the patrons who return every year, and those who will experience it for the first time in 2025, we cannot wait to welcome you.
Minister for Finance Dr. Irvin McIntyre. Let's move to news from the region where LEA 2020 has marked a major milestone with the launch of its first inaugural flight to Montego Bay, Jamaica, expanding its regional network and reinforcing its commitment to Caribbean connectivity. The flight landed at the Sangster International Airport, Jamaica's second largest international gateway, signaling the company's LEA 2020 returns to inter-island travel services after 5 years. Well, LEA 2020 official says the new route is part of the airline's strategic push to meet growing levels of demands across the region for travel. It currently also serves Kingston Normal Manley International Airport. The move is seen as a boost to tourism and economic development for the island and the company, offering more travel options and supporting regional unity. The airline encouraged stakeholders and passengers to follow its renewed journey as it aims to deliver more reliable service and strengthen ties across the Caribbean. Internationally, a new beach resort in North Korea, criticized by human rights groups for the harsh treatment of construction workers, has welcomed its first group of Russian tourists. The Wonsan Kalma Resort was opened in grand ceremony by North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un, who hailed it as a, quote, world-class tourist and cultural destination. Well, details of how this resort was built have been shrouded with secrecy in a country largely closed to the outside world. Well, the BBC's verified has studied satellite imagery, obtained internal planning document, and has spoken to experts and former North Korean insiders about the concerns of human rights abuses during the development of the site. We've come to the end of this morning's major news. Stand by. We have the best in sports coming up next right here on DBS.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Welcome to the DBS Major Morning Sports this morning. It's going to be a very exciting bit of sports for you this morning because we're going to be telling you of the football that's happening today. Yes, the Anguilla and Dominica matchup today in football. But just before we get to that big story this morning, another big story to start off with this morning in Olympics. Well, President of the Dominica Olympic Committee, Billy Doctrove, has raised concerns with the number of inactive sporting associations within the Olympic fraternity. Mr. Doctrove says that the associations need to do more to advance their respective sporting disciplines. Well, Mr. Doctrove was elected unopposed for a third straight term this week as the Dominica Olympic Committee DOC is going to be taking the matter seriously in the new term.
We are very concerned that some of our members are bordering on the defunct, and this situation is contrary to the objectives and principles that our membership should exercise. We have therefore called on those associations to do justice to the membership and the mandate that they receive. The DOC is always available for discussion, and if there's anything we can do to assist in the mobilization of your organization, we will be willing and able to offer our services, because we are of the opinion that every member should be an active one. Otherwise, those inactive sporting associations will remain in the doldrums, a situation that has to be considered as totally unacceptable.
President of the Dominica Olympic Committee, Billy Doctrove. Chairperson of the National Anti-Doping Organization, Corlita Benjamin, is urging athletes to stay away from doping in sports. She says athletes need to be mindful of the dangers of using performance-enhancing drugs and risks associated with it. She says athletes are going to face more testing as the fight to eliminate doping in sports intensifies.
For athletes, particularly those in track and field, athletics, and combat sports, now face a greater likelihood of being tested at regional and international meets. What does this mean? Any breach, no matter how small, could bring reputational damage, sanctions, and disqualifications for Dominica. To help us reach athletes wherever they are in Dominica or in the world, Minister Oscar George recently recommended sport officers be appointed to the NADO committee, and we thank him sincerely for that decision, and it has already allowed us to broaden our reach. Our next focus, NADO's next focus, is the drafting of Dominica's first national education and awareness plan for anti-doping. This plan must include the basics. So we started with sensitization in the schools, athlete and coach seminars, public awareness campaigns, but also, and importantly, the training of doping control officers, and we are giving some preference here to individuals with some medical backgrounds. Now, it is also safe to say that our athletes know a lot about drugs, they know a lot about doping in the traditional sense. However, the different types of prohibited substances, the impact doping can have on their lives, the randomness of testing, all of these things are still being taken for granted, especially around our student athletes.
Chairperson of the National Anti-Doping Organization, Corlita Benjamin. Let's bowl over to some cricket. West Indies captain Roston Chase believes his guys will be able to handle the pink ball and is backing his team to get a positive result in the third and final test against Australia. The historic day-night match gets underway this afternoon at Sabina Park in Jamaica. Well, the West Indies are trailing 2-0 in the match series.
Yeah, well, I mean, in a test match it's different, but the guys are accustomed playing with the pink ball. We have some first-class games with the pink ball, so the guys have had a bit of experience playing with the pink ball. But as I said, the test match is something different pressure, different style of play. But yeah, the guys are comfortable with it.
How have you found the first series as captain, test captain?
Yeah, it's a tough one so far. Obviously, coming up against the #1 team in the world, Australia. You know, these guys are really relentless in terms of how they play their cricket. especially with the bowling lineup. They have most of the guys in the top 10. It's been tough, especially in the batting area, but I think the bowlers have held their own, so I'd like to commend them on that. We've been hitting the marks and we've been getting wickets early on, so that's a plus for us, but it's just for us to keep that momentum going through the middle, especially with obviously Steve Smith back and Travis Head and Kerry. These guys are the main batters in the side, so if we can just, you know what I mean, find a way to get them out as quick as possible and stop that momentum and that aggressive batting style that they're bringing, that lower middle order, I think we'll find ourselves in a better position.
West Indies captain Roston Chase. Meantime, West Indies opener John Campbell says patience will be the key and the West Indies batters, including himself, need to be disciplined as they get set for the third test against Australia. Campbell is hoping the batters step up.
I mean, I'm pretty much looking forward to it. Any international game will have challenges, and I'm ready for the challenge. Well, it's just about trying to be as selective as possible and playing each ball on its merit whenever I'm batting. That is always my mindset. As I mentioned earlier, I mean, every international game will bring challenges. This will be the first day and night test match at Sabina Park, so it's I'd say a pretty neutral ground for both teams. Having the first game here at Sabina Park under the light, so I mean, we're looking forward to the challenge, especially at home. I'd love to see a lot of people in the stands and supporting our boys.
West Indies opener John Campbell. Meantime, Australian fast bowler Mitchell Starc says the Australians are looking to continue to play in good cricket. The match will be the 100th test match for Mitchell Starc.
I mean,
a chance to win another test match away from home, which is never easy to do. We've obviously had a good couple of weeks, and I guess it makes me feel old being 99 games under the belt, but yeah, it's another great place to play. I mean, the last tour here, we finished here in 2015 and then went on to the Ashes, so for a few of us, good memories from that one 10 years ago, and hopefully another good week.
Australian fast bowler Mitchell Starc. Let's kick off to some football news. Of course, game last night, the Central Cooperative Credit Union Dublin FC re-established their 3-point lead at the top of the points table as they got past Promex Harlem United as the Dominica Football Association DFA Premier League continued last night at the DFA Technical Centre. Dublin captain Brielle Thomas got 2 goals as he held Dublin to the 2-1 win. Donan Javier got the lone goal for Harlem. The win moves Dublin to 30 points and they are 3 points ahead of second place Belfast Estate Maho Soca Strikers. Well, the Soca Strikers will be looking to draw level again on points with Dublin as they take to the field this afternoon. The Soca Strikers will take on Connect 767 Courts Reddycast East Central. That game gets underway at 5:30 this evening, and at 8 p.m. the Petro Caribe Point Michel will play Sagicor South East. We are staying with some football news because before that Premier League game, technical advisor for the national under-15 team, the football team, Kurt Hurd, is hoping that the team can improve on its fitness as Dominica gets set for the CFU Under-15 tournament in August. Well, the national team will play Anguilla in 2 friendly matches starting this afternoon at the DFA Technical Centre. Well, Coach Hurd says the team's fitness level has been a challenge.
Of course, look, match fitness is a huge one. We need to make sure the players are able to last. We're playing at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. in Curacao. It's going to be tough in that heat, which is why we're replicating that this week. With the games against Anguilla being 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. We played at 2 p.m. last week. I can see some of the players struggling a little bit with that in the games. So, for sure, definitely match fitness. But in terms of technical, tactical, I've got no worries at all. These boys have came on leaps and bounds since we started training. I'm fully confident in their ability to go and be a success in this tournament. More so, can we last the games?
Technical advisor for the national under-15 football team, Kurt Hurd. While the under-15 team features overseas players Demario Nelson and Peyton James. The full team reads Asaf Banis, Roxanne Coppel, Shirkwan Gustav, Tishon Christmas, Ozen Graham, Kalano Williams, Taron George, Curtin Joseph, Jayan Lockhart, Elon Pascal, Peyton James, Demario Nelson, TJ Lewis, Jaswani Blaze, Che Etienne, Karlik Prevost, Edric Augustine, Hassani Ambo, and Javon Hamilton. Dominica will play Anguilla at 2 p.m. this afternoon at the Technical Center, and tomorrow 4 p.m. same location, the DFA Technical Center in Stockholm. Of course, wishing the under-15 team good luck in that international friendly as they get set for the CFU Championships coming up. Well, let's bounce over to some basketball news. The Hilltop Service Trafalgar Prowlers picked up their first win of the season as they took down former DABA Premier League champions, the Dr. Daru Pishley Sports Club Falcons, as that tournament continues last night at the Massac Indoor facility. Kevin Ferrara got 27 points, and the big man Junior Isles added 11 as the Prowlers pulled off the 70-62 win to put an end to their 3-match losing streak. Javi Bellot had 19 and Tillon Birmingham 13 for the Falcons. Meantime, in the Division 1 league last night, the Convenience Plus Maho Gators made it 2 straight wins in a row as they beat the West Coast Credit Union Real-Time Ballers. Maho won 65-58. Von Vidal had 22 and dealt in Eugene 17 for Maho. Kima Phillip got 17 and Mervyn McIntyre 15, and Tony Lee also 15 for the Real-Time Ballers. Basketball action continues tonight with 2 matches in the Premier League. The winless Police Sports Club will play the unbeaten Peebush Super Eagles at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m. defending champions Detroit Blazers will take on Happy 767 Sports Club Dominators. 4 matches on the cards as the cricket action heats up in the Kalinago Premier League this weekend starting this morning. The Sensi Central Centipedes will be going in search of their first win of the season when they battle Siniku Red Force at 10 this morning. Meantime, in the second match today, GM Strikers take on BA Grinders. And tomorrow, Sunday, it's Atkinson Dynamic Stars challenging the Isu Lucati Bombers at 10 a.m. And then the Concord Super Kings will play the PR Thunder Kings in the final match tomorrow, Sunday. Staying with some cricket, Imran Tahir picked up 4 wickets as the Guyana Amazon Warriors scored an easy win over the New Zealand-based T20 franchise Central Districts as the Global Super League continued last night in Guyana. The Guyana Amazon Warriors batted first and got to 158 for 6 in their 20 overs. Gerbaz got 58, Jewel Andrew 45, Matthew Ford got 2 for 34. The Central Districts were bowled out for 92. Imran Tahir took 4 for 23 and Dwayne Pretorius 3 for 18. Guyana won by 66 runs. Well, we've come to the end of this morning's edition of the Morning News. As we are touching on the sports, I want to say a big happy birthday once again to our good buddy Steve Samuel, celebrating his birthday today. We've been celebrating with Steve, and happy birthday to you. Hoping that you're having a great day. Of course, great programming throughout the morning right here on DBS 9 o'clock. Connecting the dots comes through. 2 guests comes through this morning at or from 9. Ferguson Valmont, an indigenous climate activist, Part 1, and Farah Laron Hutchinson, environmental scientist. She's also a CEO and founder of an Essence company. She'll be on with Nigel Francis and Ivona John Baptist Luge. Great programming for the morning as well. Digi Fun Time comes through right after. Of course, the afternoon news at 1:15 alongside sports. The lotto draw, the announcements come through after. You Vibes comes through from 2. Ambassador Leroy, Prince Wadix Charles comes through from 3, and of course scheduled from 8, the good Dr. Labadie Great programming throughout the day. Don't forget, big football action comes through to this afternoon. The Anguilla team are here. Dominica is ready. Of course, football at the DFA Technical Center, Premier League games as well. And of course, basketball action at the Massac Indoor Facility. And of course, cricket in the Kalinago territory. Take the children out, get them off those devices for a little bit. Rest those eyes, go out, go enjoy some good local sports. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Stand by as we continue the morning. I was your presenter this morning for the morning news. My name is Joseph Fadul.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Let's now present to you this morning's edition of the Insert of the Package, brought to you compliments of the wonderful folks at A&A Low Price Center.
A&A Low Price Center in the village of Calabishi offers the best prices for the freshest products ever. One-stop convenient shopping at A&A Low Price Center in Calabishi. For your foods, your everyday needs, snacks, liquor, dry goods, and more. Just about everything located in the flat of Calabishi, directly in the center of the village. Come to A&A Low Price Center on the highway in Calabishi. A&A Low Price Center is family owned and operated. It is fully computerized, VAT compliant, low toll, credit card and top-up capabilities. Stop at A&A Low Price Center in Calabishi today or call 445-7655. Drop us an email at aanalowprice@gmail.com. A&A Low Price Center in Calabishi open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit us today. Just walk in and be happy you did.
And this morning's insert of the package will come for the morning news, where Kalinago Chief Annette Sanford was present at the St. John's USVI this week for the signing of a historic declaration of unity between the Taino tribes of Puerto Rico and St. Thomas. Well, the signing took place during a meeting of the chiefs, and Chief Sanford told DBS News the indigenous tribes had the opportunity to reaffirm their commitment to stand together. Chief Sanford said the declaration of unity is important for Dominica's Kalinago people.
We learned from each other. It was an opportunity where we were able to have that kind of cultural exchange, and I was able to see that there are other thriving indigenous groups across the Caribbean that share similar connections to us within the Kalinago territory. This declaration of unity is very important for the Kalinago people because unity strengthens our voice. I think for too long, indigenous peoples have been divided by colonial borders, but our heritage and struggles are shared. And this declaration is a step towards regional and indigenous cooperation, where we're able to stand together to advocate for land rights, cultural revitalization,